Many assume that the Russian-Ukraine conflict is being fought between the armies of Ukraine and Russia, but in reality, the Russian forces are single-handedly fighting against the combined might of Ukraine, the US, and the EU. Ukraine has received tens of billions of dollars in support from the US and its allies. Washington had rallied all its allies to provide Ukraine with weapons and financial support. Moreover, a plethora of sanctions to weaken Russia has also been put in place by the West. Well, even after all of this, Russia stands stronger than ever, and now a small state from Europe has plans to mobilize its forces against the country that even a coalition led by the US could not defeat. Hello and welcome to TFIGlobal, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Vedika. Let's begin. Moldova, an erstwhile Soviet state, is reportedly considering the possibility of announcing a partial mobilization. The Minister of Defense of Moldova, Anatoly Nosatye, said that the nation's leadership is dabbling with the possibility. Moldova's President, Maya Sandu, came to power in 2020 after she defeated Russian-backed ex-president Igor Dodon's Socialist Party in elections. Sandu has a reputation for being a Western puppet, and her foreign policy has irked a great deal of anger from Putin. However, the populace of Moldova seems to be in support of the pro-Russian approach. The rising cost of living owing to expensive gas has contributed furiously to this rhetoric. Sandu criticized the Russian invasion, thus risking gas supplies from Moscow. Moldova is very dependent on Russia for its gas supplies, and Sandu's ignorance could have risked Moldova's future. The local populace of Moldova has had enough. Citizens seem to prefer adopting a pro-Russian policy that could strengthen and safeguard Moldova. Considerable protests organized by the Russian-friendly Shore Party have irked the nerves of the present government. Sandu wants to fuel her ambition by supporting the West against Russia. She is now using government machinery to undermine the will of her people. Sandu asked the government to amend legislation to give more powers to law enforcement agencies, accusing some actors from within the local administration of sabotaging the country's stability. She has been pushing the nation towards the EU, which could further trigger Russian anger. She is putting the nation in the harm's way by mobilizing the forces which could send a wrong message to Russia. Also, it is quite humorous that she believes that the 5,000 Moldovan forces would make a difference. All she is doing is setting them up for a sacrifice, and it won't be difficult at all, owing to the fact that the Russians have a considerable military presence in the breakaway Transnistria region in eastern Moldova. The Moldovans should gear up to remove her before she pushes the country into a war that they just cannot win.